to order the town board meeting. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holmes?
Here.
Trustee Ryerson? Trustee Fisher?
Here.
Trustee McDowell?
Here.
Chairman Neal?
Here. We need to say the Pledge of Allegiance. DeAndre, would you be willing to lead us? Awesome, thank you.
Stand for pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Very nice job. You might have just bumped Mr. Bremner out of a job here. He is. He's on his way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Are there any agenda changes this evening? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as proposed?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holmes? Aye. Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Are there any citizens' comments this evening? Girls, pay attention. Lou, Laura? Lou and Laura? Are there any citizens' comments this evening? No? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on May 21st at 6 p.m. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holmes? Aye. Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 7 is authorized bills for payment for May. Trustee Fisher.
Yeah, had a conference with the supervisor and the assessor this afternoon, and I asked for approval for the bill total of $122,338.67.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Just so everybody is aware, we do have, the balance is out of sync by $270. It will continue to be. There was a mess up with the IMRF from last year, so it's a what do you call it, balancing out from a situation with last year. So as far as we know, we will always be off by $270 because of that. Yeah.
IMRF?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund.
Thank you.
Send me a check every month.
Good question. You pass.
Always, like, as in perpetuity?
Just this year, for the fiscal year.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, not always. Okay, motion, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 8, CJA grant update. Just so everyone is aware, the last report will be going out the end of July. We have $15,214 outstanding, and so that will capture the rest of that for us for this year. So who knows what'll happen in the future, but we did get the first year's allocation, so that puts us in the black, so that helps a ton, so. So yeah, item 9 is the assessor's report.
Good evening. We're still working on our books to submit to the county, and our deadline is July the 15th. And so that's consuming all of our time at this point. We are in the community. We will have a workshop on July 18th at 6 p.m. here in City Hall to discuss the assessment process and more, and we are partnering with the Office of Representative Joyce Mason. And so we encourage all to come out and get educated and have your questions answered. Our office will be closed on tomorrow, the June 19th, and July 4th in observance of the holidays.
So will the workshop be advertised or put on the website? Or?
Yes, we are working on that. We will distribute that out in the community as well, and flyers.
If you guys ever wanted to host a webinar so that you could record it and then it could just be out in the community on your website and stuff, I'd be happy to be the person, running the Zoom.
Okay.
So if you guys ever want to do that, that way you can capture it. I brought that up for the grant that we also got, or not the grant, for the study that we did. because trying to get people to come out to give the results of the study is a little limp. And so I suggested that maybe we just do it, and that way anybody can watch it on their computer. And
Okay.
if people might have access, be happy to do that with you.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, any questions, comments, concerns, kudos for Assessor Davis? Awesome, thank you. Oh, do you want to share your note, Blake? No? Oh, just checking. All right.
Thank you for all you do.
Yes,
Thank
amen.
you.
Here he is. Hello, Mr. Bremner. We didn't want to start without you, but we had to, so.
I apologize for being late.
No problem. Glad you're here.
I was talking to a buddy of mine in the service. He was telling me how he cashed in his retirement funds. He used the money to buy himself a house where young ladies of somewhat questionable morals might be tempted by cash. The first floor he stopped at blondes, second floor he stopped at brunettes, third floor he stopped at redheads, and the fourth floor he figured there's always some intellectuals out there, so he stopped at fourth floor with gold-grade school teachers. And he checked his books after a month, found out the fourth floor was bringing in more money than all the other three floors combined. So he stopped one of the patrons and says, "What is it about the fourth floor that's so popular?" I said, "Well, hey, Skipper," he says, "you know how it is about them old maid school teachers. If you don't do it just exactly right the first time, they make you do it over and over."
Go sit down.
All right, strike that from the minutes. No.
Get for that one, Sharon. Well, just so you know, as your punishment, Mr. Bremner, you might be bumped out of doing the Pledge of Allegiance because Mr. DeAndre did an incredible job filling in for you today, just so you know. Right? You did? Good. Okay. All right, so moving on to the supervisor's report. Wow.
You asked.
I did. I didn't ask. I didn't. So, looking at the monthly report that we do each month with the graphs on it, I was curious about last year in May, we had twice as many resource or referrals made than we did this year. And I asked my team about it, and they said that primarily it's because Salvation Army ran out of funds. And so anytime, let's just say somebody comes to us and they need $2,000 to not be evicted from their apartment, if we have the township funds, Mother's Trust Foundation, and Salvation Army together, we can help that person. But the money that we provide has to alleviate the emergency. So if we can only help with 400 or with Mother's Trust Foundation 1,000, but they owe 2,000, we can't help them at all unless they can come up with the other remains. And so they said that they're pretty sure that primarily, because Salvation Army provided a substantial amount of money last year for us to be able to do that. The good news is they just today notified us that they're going to provide us $6,000, which somebody that's in a crisis can get up to $600. So that's 10 people that will be able to help with that. And then we will get a new influx of funds to be able to help people in October, but we don't know what that amount will be. And so
Is it too late for a citizen comment?
it's never too late.
A few years ago, long story short, my man quit working, my son, friend got it off the road, over behind the shanty, and asked the management there if we could stay overnight, they come get it the next day. And when they went to get it the next day, went fired up, John says, I knew what it was, somebody had crawled in the night and taken a catalytic converter from it. And we were at somebody's funeral talking about it. I was talking about it, and Franklin, he said, you need to go see Sherry at the Township, because I was living paycheck to paycheck, you know, and rob Peter to pay Paul, you know, and to buy a catalytic converter is not cheap. And so they said to come to the Township. So if you're ever thinking that you're less because you need that help, don't. Because all of us need help sometimes. And if you go to the Township and they can help you, it's not free money. They didn't just hand me money. I had to bring a couple bills in. I had to go through a
Well, and what I'm most proud of is that you don't have to call me, you just call the office.
Yeah.
And I had that tested the other day, so, my neighbor, so I got a lawnmower and I was trying to decide whether I was gonna keep it or not. I needed to burn up gas, and so I went and I cut my neighbor's grass, and the whole time I'm cutting it, I'm thinking that she's really angry at me because she had a water leak and her water bill was stupid high. And she had called the township, and my assumption was that because a lot of seniors get like really frustrated with the process, and so then they just say, forget it, I'll pay it myself. And in my mind, I thought that that's what had happened, right? And so I'm cutting her grass, and she comes outside, and we started talking, and I said, so we're okay? And she was like, why wouldn't we be? I was like, cause your water bill. And she was like, your team was amazing. I'm like, what? She was like, your team was absolutely amazing. They helped me with Salvation Army, to be able to deal that. And then they got me half-price taxi tickets, so I don't have to rely on people to give me a ride. I can actually like take the cab locally for that too. I was like, and I knew that my team was amazing. I just didn't know that she had followed through with her part of it, because they can't chase down everybody, with everything. But I was so relieved to find that out, and that I wasn't on her list, that I was actually in her good graces. So really appreciate that. And just to say, there's sometimes that people, there is a miscommunication, a misunderstanding. People are in a whole different energy space when they come in a lot of times. And so if there is somebody that has a hard time and they feel like they aren't getting served the way they should be, please call me. And there have been a couple of situations where I had a staff member that was like really stressed out about something, and they came off as not, in the best space, and they acknowledged it and apologized for it, and everything was really good. So I think accountability is really important, but so is just being willing to care enough to, follow up so that we're doing a good job. So.
And so is thank you.
What's that?
And so is thank you.
Yeah.
For your people, they need to know that it's appreciated.
Right, absolutely.
I want to say thank you as well to a member of your staff who reached out to me, because a friend of mine who has cancer, has been battling for some years now. She mentioned that it was a possible way to get him some resources from the township, and I thanked her from the bottom of my heart.
Wow.
I think he did get help.
They are trying so hard. They work so hard. And summer work program started today. Well, it started yesterday, but today was the first day the kids were out in the field. We had 2 kids quit, and so we have 33. And but it's off and rolling. We actually moved the training from New Tech over to Grace Missionary Church, and it worked fabulously. So they were really, really glad for that. So
What happens in that sense when kids get quit? Is there a waiting list?
we wish. We reached out to the county right away to find out, but we're trusting, because they're dealing with so many different situations, that it won't. But we hope that they'll refill it, but that's out of our hands. So, but really grateful for that. We had 2,500 packets of zinnia seeds. I think we've got about 15 left. So that's how many packets of zinnia seeds. Now the key is, not only did people plant them, but do they water them, right? And I just want to give a huge shout out to Lou and Janet Eppards and Joe, even though Joe won't take credit, for being the watering team and getting out there. They get out there at 6 o'clock in the morning and get all the watering done. We've got a list of 10 places now that they're watering for us. And so, working on that.
So if we plant zinnias, then they'll come by our house and water the.
Well, yeah, no, it depends on the situation. There is one resident that allowed us to take up some turf on their fence line on 173, and so we are watering that one, so.
What about the ones you planted on the signs at Christ Community Church? Did you stop them?
No, we were, but they said, the CCC ones, Lou said it looked like somebody was already watering them.
Yeah, I'm sure John.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know, but we're checking. I'm trying to be on it, Mike. So.
Yeah, we went out that day and it looked like they were already watered, and I asked her about it, and she said, yeah, she got it.
Yeah. Ed said that he comes out with a little water trunk.
Yep, they got a little tank.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Yeah, the ones at Nostalgia Days in front of Ace Hardware got trampled a little bit, but they look like they're gonna survive.
But
So.
City Hall didn't have hardly anything this time. Last year, they really killed them, and this year, they left them alone.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, cool. Keep rolling. So speaking of which, America in Bloom advisors are going to be out here on Tuesday, July 23rd, and Wednesday, July 24th. And I'm going to be trying to figure out either Wednesday evening or first thing Thursday morning, for them to do, for us to do like a breakfast at Healthy Homes or something, so that they can give a report and share with us their takeaways. And then I guess what I've come to find out is that they have an event in September, and they give that's when you get your official report of all the suggestions. So it takes them a couple of months to really brainstorm good ideas and things to be able to help with that. So we've got that, and then actually on July 26th, that same week, right now I've got 4 foundations that want to do a bus tour of Zion, just to learn more about Zion and what the needs are and what the issues are. And so I have a meeting with them, with the gal that started to organize it, 2 foundations actually, and on July 2nd. So I'm gonna find out if I can invite other foundations to come on that as well, and then kind of strategically, like based on what the foundation is focused on, get other people on the bus that are focusing on those same things. So whether it's, if they're doing teenage mentoring, get the mentoring people from the schools or whatever we can do, so that we can really make use of those relationships and start to build that. So I think we're ready for that. For years, I said, you know what, we're not ready for the funds. Even if we got the funds, we're not organized, we're not working together to do those things. But I think we're getting there now. So really excited about that. So also we started having conversations on people with different abilities to start to address some of the situations that need to be addressed, including, I heard a rumor that Zion Township's building is not like the best handicap accessibility it could be. I don't know who you guys can talk to, but it really does. We want to get a quote for doing a push button for people to get in and out themselves. And so the name of the organization that we're working with is in Mundelein. Oh my gosh, I'm 60 now, so I'm allowed to forget. Right. Oh my gosh, Claudia Mancera is doing research for us to find out what companies are the best companies to work with to be able to install that. As well, PACE is going to be coming out and sharing their protocols and situations and getting some feedback from the group on issues that they're having. So that'll be really good. Keep going. Zion Quarterly will be mailed out at the end of June, and we're starting right now. There is a coloring contest going on at Culver's for all ages. The Red Hatters will be there after the concert in the park Thursday night to do their coloring. The concerts in the park start this Thursday as well. And I also wanted to share that the Illinois Dunes and Garden Club is hosting their garden tour on July 13th from 9 until 2. You go to the library to pick up the listing of the different places to visit, and actually I want to make sure we advertise the festival there. And then, also on that day is the high school cross-country run, the B-Linked run. So if anybody wants to run or walk that and support the student athletes that are in cross-country, they actually use the funds from that to send the kids to a camp in the summer so that they can build camaraderie. And then the other thing that's starting that morning is yoga on the beach. Coalition for Healthy Communities is starting at 6 a.m. Yoga on the beach for, I think, the July and the first week of August, I think. So lots of cool stuff going on. And then the thing that's taking up all of my life is the Zinnia and Monarch Festival in these two. And we are going to be launching, thanks to assistance from ESDA and Lou, a 5K run. We're reigniting the 5K runs. And so that will be Saturday morning at 8:30. It'll be a 5K, and we will also be doing a 100-meter dash for kids ages 9 and under. And there will be medals for the top runners for that. And what else? And then,
Did the official request in for that?
no, we did not yet.
No, I said be sure to.
Oh, yeah.
And this Saturday is food pantry?
I knew that. What's that?
This Saturday is food pantry at New Tech. And can I ask trustee McDowell a question?
Sure.
Is there any discussion or plans to use the thing out of it? I enjoyed that so much. It was so informative with all the different stuff. The visit to the cemetery.
Right, yeah, the walkthrough time.
Well, yeah, that's.
It's usually in the fall, so.
Yeah, I understand that. I just wondered if you were gonna do it again.
There hasn't been any discussion that I'm aware of. this
But I
point.
went out to pick it up, and
Yeah.
it was really enjoyable. You learn stuff about our city,
Yeah.
you know, and its history and stuff. It was really enjoyable.
Mhm. I actually met a woman at O'Hare Airport who is 90 years old, and she lived here until she was in the 6th grade, and her grandfather is buried 2 spots away from Dowie. And so I let the Historical Society know that she's willing to come here. She lives in California, and she's willing to come here and tell the story of her grandfather if they do it again this year.
That's cool.
So, yeah, that would be very fun. Let's see, and then just to get, so 2 other things. Nostalgia Day is just, what an incredible event. Every single thing it was perfect. It was so good. So kudos to everybody that was involved in that, because that is a labor of love. It's a lot of work. And then the last thing, just to share, it's a new thing. The township truck that we're using for watering needs new tires. I have no idea how old those tires are. That truck is a 1994, and I don't remember ever getting tires for it, so.
You know, you can enter that in the antique section for
Right.
the nostalgia days.
We could. Wouldn't that be so funny?
Yeah.
The whole watering truck. So that's all I have. Let me just peek. Next month, I would like to bring up, we've got 2 months to determine the salaries for the following 4 years. And so we'll put that on the agenda for next month's meeting to discuss. I think that's it.
Put the township truck in, since it's old, you could put it in the township truck. People can see what we use to water the township.
We could put a sprinkler out there and let the kids play in the
Oh,
sprinkler.
the kids love that. It's great, love that.
That would be hysterical. Okay, is there anything else to come before the board? Yes, sir. No more jokes. No more jokes. Yes, sir. Do you have to approach?
Please let the record show that I am presenting to the township supervisor contact information for a residential cleaning company called Shines.
Awesome.
Obviously, I'm not doing too well. My wife is recovering from hip surgery.
Oh, snap.
Would you recommend these people?
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much. Do you know where they're out of?
Say again?
Do you know where they're from?